The entire time that we've been doing these lessons up to this point, I have been restraining myself from going one of my favorite places, which is the altered dominant sound. We have been working on kind of the natural dominant sound, the one without all the weird extensions and tensions. But my instinct when I'm playing on something like this is to go more often than not, actually, with the altered dominant. And the thinking here, let's take a look at what an altered dominant is. Here's our root. I'm going to do this in A7 since we were just playing it on tune-up. Your guide tones, the third, and the seventh. And then we've been using this to make a ninth chord. That's kind of a major-ish sound to me. It's the happier variant on a seventh chord if we're going to add extensions. Now we're looking at, to me, a much jazzier texture. And what that is, it's the sharp 9 of the chord. Again, here's the third, there's the seventh, 8, 9, and we're going to raise it up a little bit. And that produces this great thing that wants to resolve more to me somehow. There's more tension created in there. You've got that interval, which is right there, that says, we're not done. This isn't home. Whereas this isn't as desperate to go somewhere else, I guess, is the way that I would put it. One thing that you'll notice here, and I spoke about this a few lessons back, is that this interval pattern is exactly the same as the one we've been working with. If we put this over E flat, now it's our natural 13 voicing. 7, 3, and if we count up from 7, we find that that is 13. Move the root a tritone away, and we're going to cover tritone substitution in a future lesson. Now we've got an altered dominant chord. I'm going to move this to C, third, 7, natural 9, sharp 9. Now the thing about an altered chord is that there's a bunch of different ways. What are there? 6 different ways to alter the chord. And altered generally means flat, dark tensions on it. Look at the ones that are available that we would consider an altered chord. There's the flat 9, and that, one thing about altered chords is that in general, they were originally designed, or their natural tendency is to resolve to a minor chord. But I resolve them wherever I darn well please. So there's that. We've got the flat 9, we've got the sharp 9, we have the flat 5. That's a pretty texture. And again, it's the most consonant one. If we put it over the G flat, you'll notice how it happies right up. Over the C, though, it's a nice dark texture. There's the flat 13. Great sound. There is the natural 13 with the flat 9. I like that one. It's a combination of kind of a little bit of a perky sound, but oops. Now we've got the flat 9 on there. And that's basically the altered tensions that are available. To get this going under our left hand, we are going to start out by just working with the sharp 9 voicing in this configuration. 3, flat 7, sharp 9. And what I would suggest that we do to practice this is to start with it on a modal track. And we're going to just kind of get maybe our C modal track going. And we're just going to work with this under our right hand a little bit, find it, get it to sit where we like it. And then we're going to work it on the cycle of fifths. It's another one of these. This is a really important one to have it where you don't need to think about it. We really want this one. It's such a commonly used thing. And it's so cool because it opens up a real universe of possibilities. And this is why I like to play it, even if the chord written there is a natural dominant chord like this. There's not that many places you can go to alter that up and put a fresh texture on it. If I change it into an altered chord, though, all of that stuff, that's a C minor pentatonic scale sitting on top of that, and then I played a little bit of a B flat minor, and there's probably 8 different places like that you can go. We explored this one a little bit earlier. That's the one that has the natural 13 and the flat 9 on it. And, you know, the fun you can have with that. That is a G flat altered bop scale sitting on top of our A7. So a large part of the reason that I like to go with the altered sound is because the variety of places I can take things harmonically is hugely expanded. Kind of anything that's a combination of all the available tensions is great on there. Whereas a natural 13, we don't have that many tensions we can use. We've got the 9 and we've got the 13. We're not going to put that on with the 3, so that's not really an available tension. That's not a tension because it's a chord tone. The 13 we discussed, that's the 7. There's really not that many places you can go there. There's not that many alternate scales. So in the next couple lessons, we're going to look at ways to practice the altered voicing set up again as 3, flat 7, sharp 9. In the meantime, there's a PDF available with these voicings doing the cycle of fifths, and I suggest that you kind of just get started like this. It's actually kind of a cool little, we've heard this in the movies, I'm sure. Just find them as you go. Learn to see them immediately over any root. And I will see you for the next lesson when we start to practice these.